Okay, we're going to get started. Call the meeting to order at 6:30 on Thursday, April 7th. Have the roll call. Rebecca Hanson is here. John Kelly. Brian's here. Andy's here. Eugene is not here yet. Steve Whitman is not here. Bill Bolton's here. I guess that's everybody. Any public comments unrelated to the agenda tonight? Seeing none, we're going to move on to administrative matters, the approval of the March 17th minutes. Everyone wants to take a quick look.
I found a random typo on the second page under public hearing closed, the third bullet point. It just says Muffy instead of Murphy.
I'm sorry, it says what instead of
Muffy instead of Murphy.
Mr. Muffy?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he probably wouldn't care for that.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
It just jumped out at me.
Any other questions or comments on the minutes? Do I have a motion to accept the minutes as amended by Rebecca?
I move to accept the minutes as amended.
Second.
If there are no objections, then they're accepted.
I'll make that correction.
Okay. We are up to the election of officers for 2016. Not sure exactly what the procedure is on this. Sharon?
You
would
have to nominate a slate and coerce them into remaining on the slate, and then you have a vote and see who ends up the lucky winner. It's chair, vice chair, and recording secretary, which is you folks right in the line right there. So you can repeat the slate, you can keep it the same, you can do anything you want.
Any volunteers would like to step forward at this time? And I'll speak at once. John, are you willing to continue as recording secretary? Rebecca?
I am willing.
You're willing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm willing to continue as chair.
Agreed.
All right, so we've agreed on a slate of the existing officers.
So you just need a simple vote.
So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. All right, that's out of the way.
Certainly
Gerrymandering
better
is
than
going
the
crazy.
national election.
Yes.
Okay, now Tara was supposed to be here tonight, but she's sick, is that
Yeah,
right?
and she had said she was going to send me a few updates, but I guess she really was quite ill. So she had mentioned before, well, I don't know how you want to start. But one thing we definitely need to do is make sure we're literally all on the same page with dates and times and places, and topics for particular dates and times and places.
Okay, so
because
what
I
you
need
were-
to start advertising. Really.
Right. So I think we were, there's a lot of cooks stirring the pot, and unfortunately Sharon was left out of the loop by me last week.
And me too. I'll take a hit on that one.
But anyway, we got our beating. So it turned out that we could get the library for the 26th, so now we are at the library for all the meetings except for the first one.
Yep. And PSU is still 3 to 5.
Tara had suggested that we actually book it from 6 to 9 to allow people to gather and disperse. We have not done that yet.
For the other 3? Not for
Yes.
PSU, because
No,
that's a
no,
whole
just to
different ball of wax.
expand the time slot.
So 6 to 9? I'll just do that.
I think it would be best, Sharon, if you don't mind, if we put you in charge of, yes.
Yeah. Sure, except, this is pretty definite, I mean, for those folks who have made the actual arrangements, this is correct, right?
The library, you're gonna have to get in touch with the library to make sure that you can get the
Yeah, I will.
6 to 6:30.
But had you mentioned that before?
No.
Okay.
No.
Had you mentioned any time?
6:30 to 8:30.
Oh, I see, okay,
Yeah,
just
so
to
it's
expand
booked.
that, okay.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
booked for 6:30.
Yep, okay. All right, so I'll just, is this correct? Infrastructure's on the 12th, you guys.
Yep.
John and Jean are on the 26th at the Library of Economic Development, correct? You and Steve are
Oh,
the last one?
yes.
Right.
That's what I had on my
Okay,
calendar.
all right, so that's, oops, that's. Yeah, I'll call the library.
Okay, so we're all set on dates and times now. And there was some discussion with, I believe Sharon received an email from a landlord that would not be able to attend the PSU meeting, and it may be that other people are in similar situations, so we talked about offering people a chance to submit their comments in writing before each of the focus groups, and that we would make the topics available in advance for people to do that. And that we would publicize the fact that if you couldn't make it, we still wanted to hear from you.
Right, and so Tara had said in an email between the two of us that essentially the kickoff items at the PSU/town focus group would be what was found on page 38 of the master plan for general topics. Did I already pass that out? I made some. Did I just do that now? It looks like this. And if you do have your book, it's on page 38. Oh, here we go. It's stuck. That'll help out. Because we'll need to just some general topics to put out there and hopefully something close to where the actual conversation kicks off so that these folks who can attend could possibly give some feedback. Jules is going to try to set up the logistics of videotaping it so it could be put on air after the fact so people could at least see what happened.
So just a question in general, Sharon, are the topics, the opening topics for all these focus groups are going to be pulled from the old master plan, is that correct?
Yeah, that implementation piece that runs 7 or 8 pages that has the 10,000 million goals, objectives, yeah. I mean, because that's what was brought to the surface before. And, you know, if there's any outstanding additions that the board feels is not represented, of course, so.
And is Tara creating those documents?
Yeah. But
She is.
Right, but she wasn't able to do it tonight.
Right, but, okay. So she'll give those to you, and that will be included in the advertising or whatever.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Bill?
So there were some agenda items that actually went out that Tara had already put together.
Yeah, weren't those more procedural? I've got
No,
them here, so
It
I
was
can.
from, the townwide meeting that we had like last July or August, and she came out with these bullets that I actually shared with the PSU invitees.
Yeah.
And, it could have been like led off by, President Burks, but then it was like Steve Taxar was going to go over the PSU master plan.
Well, it's the agenda. It says, brief presentation on town master plan. This is the listing. I'll hand it up so you can see it in a sec. Brief, NCC presents town master plan and process overview. PSU presents their campus master plan and overview. Then item 3, it says review pertinent results of master plan meeting, the visioning session that we did. And then identify, build priorities list, facilitated, identify priorities, identify a lead. So you could just pass that around. Where it's highlighted in yellow was that thing she sent, unless.
So what's this, or where is this get plugged in, or?
This is from the old master plan.
Right, but
so
where's
I
it get
think
plugged
this is
into
just
the-
This just is a little more specific on issues. I may have extra copies, or I could make extra copies if you give me a second of that. Everyone should have had that to a certain extent, I think, because Tara, maybe not.
So you're suggesting that we combine those?
Yeah, I think that maybe like have this as part of a discussion point that's already on like an agenda, like,
Yeah, that's an
oh,
agenda.
there,
and this-
review pertinent results of, well, no, that's the 15.
This is more details of that, the way I'm seeing it. Because everybody should have gotten, here we go, draft agenda. She passed this out before. So Tara passed out this to us, and this, which is a synopsis of the visioning thing. So everybody should have that. If you don't, I go down and make some more copies of them. That's gonna help. So this is what this is. So. I know you've got a lot of paper, but if you want to start from scratch, I can bang this out in
I don't know,
5
I
minutes.
kind of think we were all set with like the agenda that we disseminated, and I don't know if, do we need, we don't have to take any more action on it, right? Or-
Well, you want to, I need some specifics for, to set up this thing for the folks that aren't going to be there. And this just says, how are you going to do it? It doesn't say specifically what. It says, brief presentation, this and this, this and this, but it's not the actual verbiage or the
The
actual
talking
details.
points,
And
right.
this has some more details. So tell me what you want, but maybe look at this draft agenda, come up with a few topic items to have for the website for people that want to put preliminary input or post input in, or however they want to do it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
What also went out with the invitation was the agenda and also some background, maybe the visioning from the summer of 2015. So I think I don't know, I thought the people have what they probably need for kind of like focusing discussion, at least on the PSU one.
Which people do you mean, the
The
people?
invitees, the
The
people
invitees.
that.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where that's at in terms of what Tara was disseminating. That's the thing, it's unfortunate she would have been here. This is something we can get out, it's 20 days from now.
Well, I just
It's not
passed
too late
the,
for this, but.
what was the email that actually went out to them included the
The
visioning
invite,
stuff?
my email to them.
I don't know what your email was, to tell you the truth, but the email that went out to the invitees initially included the agenda items and the background information from the 2015 visioning.
But what was the
Tara prepared.
origination? So it was from her?
Yep.
Because I cited the agenda generalities in my email invite to them, so she had actually sent it. We can make paper copies for sure.
Okay, so what you need, Sharon, is these points to add to the agenda to put on the website so the people that are not going to be there.
Some
Can-
semblance of this, yeah.
Okay, so you're going to incorporate this.
Expound upon these general procedural errors. You can't expound too much on a brief presentation of the overviews of stuff because,
No, we can speak to what was in the last plan, certainly.
well, that would be the questions.
Right.
That would be this.
Okay. And we're going to use that format for the other meetings as well?
I don't see why not. It's kind of, you don't want to really reinvent the wheel unless there, as I said, items that weren't encapsulated in the implementation plan that have, something new that's come up or whatever.
And I think Tara's going to supply the talking points that were generated from last summer's visioning session, and include those as well.
Yeah, that's item 3 on this draft agenda. Review pertinent results of master plan public meeting, i.e. visioning session.
Okay, so she's going to have some presentation for those relevant points, correct?
I believe so. It appears to be that way from the agenda sheet. She
Okay,
created
so-
this, so I'm assuming
Right,
she's
so
got
then you
herself.
could incorporate those facts. Because the whole purpose of people being able to contribute if they're not going to be there is they need to kind of know.
I think we're going to have to put this on the website as a document, an addendum or an exhibit or something.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to extrapolate from 5 double-sided pages. I mean,
Okay,
we might as well just have the document because it's already an extrapolation, so,
all right, so we'll do that.
okay.
Okay, anything else, Bill? No? Okay, you're waving your hand.
Oh, I'm just like spazzed out here.
So I think that these 4 bullet points boil down into pretty obvious talking points. And then they echo what we heard in the visioning session.
Well, this is a conversation starter.
Yeah.
We're not looking for, problem-solving,
Right.
literal,
Right.
specifically literal.
Okay, I was just trying to get at what we need to do to accommodate people that weren't gonna be there. Okay,
Yep.
all right, so you guys have got a list.
Yeah, we came up with that list. And I guess Sharon made some copies just to see if anybody else could think of somebody else to invite.
Someone that was missed.
Yeah. We worked off of the original handout that Sharon gave, as far as community services, emergency services. What else was there? What else was there? There's 3 things.
Schools.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any additional comments on that? Their list?
It seems like a pretty comprehensive list of, especially municipal officials, and I just wonder, I mean, it's obvious for this topic. I wonder if there's anything else that's sort of stretching the bounds a little bit that might be beyond the obvious. And I'm like, people in the biking community, or that's kind of the only thing that comes to mind. I'm just wondering what's missing.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of why
Yeah.
we're trying to get that out there.
Yeah.
To see if there are any other suggestions, any other ways we could go.
Is there a bike club in Plymouth?
I mean, there's a mountain biking club, but
Is Barbara McCann somewhat connected with the biking? So maybe like, put Barbara McCann on the invite list. Is Steve Whitman as well? I think he's in a biking club or something.
Yeah, actually, just as an aside, I got something from Thad Gilbranson from the National Park Service yesterday about grants about biking and stuff. It was copied to Barbara, so he is coming to the PSU one, and probably Barbara is too, so I think, the net is widening, so to speak. We're getting people interested.
there's a master's student at Plymouth State right now who is looking at studying Plymouth as a more bike-friendly community. So I could certainly read it,
Yeah.
put her on the list. So,
Do you know the name?
yeah, it's Laura Getz. I can get you her contact information.
Copy that.
Got it on my phone here.
Like Slade?
There's nothing on,
Yeah. Rhino.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah, that'll work.
Do you have that piece of paper I had today?
is there any need to kind of move beyond the municipal level? I don't know, in the county or anything like that?
This is for the Plymouth Master Plan. I think maybe some of your implementation avenues after the fact, if projects are identified or something. I mean, that's certainly DOT, you get right in there with DOT, but I wouldn't overburden it right now because I don't think it's the proper stage for it. It's a little premature. Or people will have resources and ideas and connections and other names to other levels, but.
Okay.
Yeah, if you guys think of any other people from that infrastructure standpoint or services, that's what we came up with. So
That was a good list.
Anything else for Brian and Andy? Okay. Eugene's not here tonight. John, have you guys started on your list of
I
invitees?
think I sent an email to Sharon. Did you get it? Okay.
Recently? No, I don't believe so. Or somebody sent me an email way back asking me questions about resources, and we didn't have any data here, but I think I sent back, this person and that person a call.
What I've been trying to get is some type of a list of the businessmen and the telephone numbers and so forth, so that at least we have a basis of starting to, instead of going in just cold turkey, because there's a lot of business people that really are not too friendly when they're busy and you walk in and start asking questions.
Mhm.
So,
Is the Regional Chamber of Commerce, would they be a
That's what I
source?
suggested.
if you didn't get the email, then how did you suggest it?
No, I just said, was that from before?
If I could get some information as to telephone numbers and addresses and stuff like that, I'd gladly get in touch with them, but I don't know how to do that.
So the Regional Chamber of Commerce is now the Central New Hampshire
Right,
Chamber of
that's
Commerce.
what I
and they
had
have-
relayed in the email, and
They have no paid staff right now, so.
Grafton County Economic Development and various things like that. That's what I had said to John.
Okay,
But
so
I
we're
would
gonna-
assume some way or other that the town of Plymouth would have information as to who the business people are, but
Not in the database.
obviously they
No.
don't.
What about Rotary or most of the people in town that are involved in Rotary are in business? Maybe someone could do is anyone here a member of Rotary?
No, I think that would be a good place to start, at least.
Yeah, Larry Gibson from Rec and Parks has a really good working relationship with Rotary because they support the amphitheater and everything like that, and different summertime projects. So I could get you that number if you'd like, John.
And I think Steve Rand also, he's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
active too, so that might be a
I'm
good.
not too awfully sure whether any of the people on Tenny Mountain Highway are in Rotary.
Yeah, but it's just
A lot of
something they
those-
could do at their breakfast meeting. Someone could just make an announcement and say, if anyone wants to participate.
Most of your Rotary people are on Main Street,
Yeah,
and also in your professional capacity. So I don't think that, I really believe it would only be a very small percentage of the businesses in Plymouth that actually belong to Rotary.
are there any other groups that would make sense?
I can outreach to June Hammond Rowan at the university because her students just did downtown business surveys. And I can maybe get the information of the names and
But that would be
numbers.
just downtown.
Well, that's the best I can do to help you.
But
I think we've got about 4 students from June's class here.
We do, yep. So,
because, there's a lot of people that are in businesses that are not downtown. There's Tenny Mountain, there's a lot of individual businesses and stuff like that I would like to ask, but
And Sir Michael, of course, we gotta have him.
Mhm.
Don't forget to put him on your list, John.
yeah, I know. Right, and
Seriously.
a lot of people are in that category. It's like myself when I had the accounting or the appraisal business after I sold my practice. I worked out of the house, so.
Yeah.
I've been a long time since I belonged to Rotary.
Okay, so why don't we leave it that you and Eugene and myself will
I've
go
been
back
trying to
and forth
get,
by
I've
email.
tried to get a hold of Eugene 2 or 3 times. I've emailed him. I've never got an answer back from him.
All right,
That I was in almost anticipation of bowing out of this whole thing because, I really, every place I went, I got stopped. I thought I had sent an email to Sharon. I talked to Eugene and not talked to him by email. Eugene, he hasn't responded at all, so, and
okay, well, I'll see if I can grease the wheels here a little bit and
Okay.
get you guys going. We'll just leave it at that.
whoever I can get
Okay,
to at least give me the information. I don't mind going out and asking the people, but I gotta I've gotta have a base before I start anything like this.
Okay. Anything else on the focus groups for the new master plan? Okay, now these, Sharon, these are forms that need to be entered into
Yes.
SurveyMonkey?
Yes, just because we're falling a little behind, we got quite a good response. I would say, oh gosh, I don't know, 1,100, maybe more. I mean, they keep coming in, so we keep losing our
Is there
count.
anything we need to know particularly?
So Josie created a how-to, and I think, the reason why the how-to is important is just that when you're entering it into the right, the paper surveys, so just so we can track where all the surveys or how they're getting, how people are responding.
Okay, so everybody who got a stack has got that, right? Okay, you guys have that down there?
Stack directions.
Okay, very good. All right, and what's the deadline on this?
Well, the sooner the better, because, I mean, we want to have a chance to print out the totals. You'd have a little bit, especially the PSU stuff, a little bit of
Okay, how
data.
about a week? Is a week enough time?
I can do it in a week.
You guys, week? Good for a week to get this done?
Yeah, can do that in a week.
Let's see what's got. Yeah, sure.
Is that a yes?
It is.
Just, yeah, and in your narratives, because some people went on and what, just cut to the chase.
Summaries, yeah.
Yeah, summary, very succinct summaries, because you'll be up all night.
Okay, and I
it's
will try to
important,
remember
but-
to send a reminder to people to try to get it done.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Said maybe you and I can send a reminder to people.
Go ahead.
I can send
I've
reminders.
got a lot of
Okay.
moving parts here, yeah,
All right.
other things.
Anything else on the focus group, master plan, et cetera? Nothing?
No, just maybe, as it moves along, I know Rebecca's really busy, at some point, if you and Steve can start thinking about
Yeah.
it, but you've probably already got
We've
most of
started
that
to
in
think
your
about
head.
it, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that is June, so, we'll crank along.
Okay. Any other new business?
OEP, annual spring conference. It's one
Is
of
it
those
fun?
papers. Is it fun? I don't know, I do it for a living, so it's not fun. I couldn't possibly begin to weigh in.
Did the
But-
date, did the date change on it?
The date did change,
Okay.
yeah. This is an
I don't know.
update. There was a previous date. The town will pay for it, for your tuition, so to speak, your entry fee. We'll pay for mileage. Hopefully, if people go, they can carpool. So,
Okay,
There's a
not
link there.
free. Not free.
no, but we'll pay for it out of my budget,
Oh, you will, okay.
yes. And mileage reimbursement, as long as everybody doesn't take a V8 separately down there.
Okay, any other new business?
I don't believe so. Nope.
Okay, do we have any new business from the board? Anything else? Nope. Public comments?
There's no comment.
You tongue-tied tonight, Frank?
Yes.
All right. Any comments from the students in the crowd? No? Okay, seeing no comments, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We're done.